Welcome back to the Moms Interrupted podcast.
We're your hosts, Taylor and Natasha.
Between us, we're moms of two raising little ones with backgrounds in lactation counseling, childbirth education, and doula support.
But more than anything, we're two moms figuring it out in real time, just like you. So reheat your coffee, get comfy on the couch, and join us every Thursday morning.
This is Moms Interrupted.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Sorry, a little something in my throat. I'm doing good. I got back from a black tie wedding 3 months postpartum, and I have some thoughts and learnings.
Share with the class.
So I think if I were a first-time mom, I wouldn't have gone. I showed up at the wedding really put together, looking great in my dress and makeup, and not having any babies on me or toddlers. And I just feel like it's so wild how my friends without kids don't know what it took for me to be there,
right,
looking like that,
right,
and how I was having letdowns during some of the emotional speeches. I was like, oh my God, thank God I had nipple pasties on to hide my nips that are like this from breastfeeding. Right. It's just like we're living in another universe.
Right.
And the amount it took, my husband's a groomsman, so he was at the venue all day doing things. And so I was with his parents at an Airbnb 5 minutes from the venue, getting everything ready. So much preparation went into this wedding for me to be able to go. And I'm glad I went. I'm glad I did it. But my heart just hurts for moms who it's their first time and they're struggling so hard to go to these types of events and show up for their friends. And their friends just don't realize how much goes into it. And like,
I mean, you see those videos, and this has happened to me in real life, where after you have a kid, you apologize to all of your friends that have gone through it before you, because you just like all of a sudden have this realization that, oh my God.
Especially going to those events with young babies. I left a bottle in hopes maybe she would take it, but I've pretty much just been feeding on demand without any. She's had one bottle in her short 3 months of life on earth. Yeah. And I was feeling optimistic, but it didn't really work out. So I had to make sure I was back in time. I only lasted a few hours at each event, and I don't know. I showed up, I did it, but I was pumping in a random room at the venue, naked, but in heels and underwear, with another mom who had the same pump as me. And we were just like, it's crazy. No one knows we're in here doing this during like the groomsmen speeches, like
with your black tie dress.
That didn't have a zipper, so that's why I was naked.
Oh my God.
I had nothing on. I was like, what if someone walks in? We like locked the door, and then we were creeping back in during the speech, and I'm like, they probably think we went to go take shots, and instead I was naked, pumping in heels. A pumping stripper, literally. That's what I looked like. I was like walking around.
I'm dead.
It was an experience, and 3 months is still really little.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's really hard for me to be away from her.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
It was great.
Yeah.
But I'm saying no to anything without her until maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
Because it was stressful, honestly.
Right. And when it's your really close friend, you're like, okay, I'm going to make this happen.
Yeah.
But you're like, this isn't fun for me.
Also, though, the funds to make it happen, because we couldn't stay at the venue. We had to pay for an Airbnb next door. That was so expensive. And it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. It takes a lot. So I understand. I just think everyone needs to be a little understanding if someone does say no, like, this is why, you know?
Well, and it's so funny that you say that about the financial aspect, because, you know, before you could just bunk up and like split a hotel room or like split an Airbnb. And it's like, now you need 2 rooms and you need a room for your childcare, your in-laws to stay.
Well, it was in LA where we used to live. So all our friends live there. So in a normal circumstance, we'd stay with them.
Right.
But we have 2 kids now and we need babysitters.
Right. So the grandparents.
Can our grandparents stay with you?
And our 2 kids. And you roll up with suitcases and gear and like.
Well, my husband forgot his suitcase. That's a whole other thing.
I can't believe he forgot his suitcase.
We got there and he goes, where is my suitcase? I was like, mental load.
You're like,
I don't know. I packed for our daughter, for our son, for myself.
Right. Don't know.
You weren't on the list.
Don't know where your suitcase is, honey.
You're a grown man.
You're an adult.
Yeah. Anyway, what's your update?
Well, my husband and I decided that we're going to go through all of our baby gear, clothes, and really pare down what we're keeping
For the maybe baby?
for the maybe baby.
Send it all my way.
Yeah, but you've already given me stuff back. There's so much stuff because I share all of my stuff with my 2 sisters-in-law too. And so like, it's like a revolving door of like stuff going in and out.
I know.
So I went through everything and I was like, unless it's in perfect condition or really cute, it's gone. If I don't love it or it doesn't have sentimental value or whatever, it has to go. I saved like 1 box of clothes.
Good for you.
And then I kept the baby Bjorn bouncer.
Yeah.
And then you have my swing.
Right.
And that's all we kept. My husband's like, keep some stuff for each gender. Maybe we'll have 4. I was like, huh?
So we'll continue to have content on the pod.
I was
because
like,
of Natasha. It won't be because of me.
I was like, who are you having 4 children with? Because it ain't me. One more is my max. And he was like, well, you just never know. We could have a whoopsie. I was like, I am not having a whoopsie. I'm not doing it. I will not be whoopsied.
No.
So also,
I'm not like a whoopsie gal. I
No.
am very, even if I've had a few drinks, I'm like, this isn't happening.
no.
No.
When my Aura ring tells me we're in the danger zone, I'm like,
Yeah.
Stay
back
away.
That kind of brings me to our topic.
right. That's what I was
Because
thinking.
you're getting rid of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I felt this way because we recently went through a move and I was getting rid of stuff. And I was like, wow, with the second child, your mind is open to how much crap our society makes you think you need for babies.
Right.
When in reality, she pretty much needs my boobs and diapers and a car seat.
Yeah.
And a carrier.
And a carrier.
Those are my items.
Right.
I'm trying to be more of a minimalist
I know.
now.
I think as you have subsequent babies, you're like, oh, I want less stuff because you're like, I got to get all the baby stuff because like
Yeah.
baby. I'm so excited. Like there's all this predatory marketing. As you have more babies, you're like, get all this crap out of my house. Because
Yeah.
now you have a toddler too. So you have all their stuff and all their
Right.
toys.
Right.
Taking over your life. I would imagine with a third, a fourth, you're just like, this baby doesn't need anything. I did the thing with the first. I
Right.
had the stuff. I fell for the marketing. Like I had everything. I was like, well, I need it. I might need it. So I should just get it. Just
Yeah.
in case
Yeah.
the world ends and I'm not able to get this infant bathtub.
Anyway, we requested a question bubble from you guys.
gosh, yeah.
And what it taught us is that moms are getting super targeted right now.
Yeah.
Things are very noisy. I think they're noisier online than when I was pregnant with my first. Algorithms are smarter.
Yeah.
And I swear I talk about something and then I get shown an ad
Right.
like an hour later. I'm like, what? It feels Big Brother.
If you are around someone who has thought about something, then you get an ad. I swear. It's crazy. The predatory marketing is insane. People are feeling it. People are seeing it.
Let's kick off with some recent things that have been in the news.
Okay. Tell me.
So I don't know if everyone remembers the recent ByHeart
Yeah.
recall that happened a few months ago.
Yeah. And if you don't know, ByHeart is a formula brand.
Some of our friends were impacted by it and had to monitor their kids and also get rid of all of their formula.
Right.
And so not only is that a health risk, but it's a financial risk.
Right.
Because you have to purchase new formula.
Well, and
So-
also, how many times have you heard my baby won't take a different formula?
yeah,
My baby
that's
doesn't
scary.
like a different formula. And then
That's
they won't
scary.
eat.
And when a formula recall happens, the chaos that happens after is really scary.
Yeah.
And what happens is other companies then prey on the moms to give discount codes in a masking rhetoric of helping.
Right.
And my point here is that a company that did that, Nara
Yeah.
Organics,
Right.
was like, we take pride in safety. We do this and this and this. We're so sorry about the ByHeart situation.
If you were impacted, reach out.
If you were impacted, reach out. So now Nara Organics, the same thing just happened.
Right.
And now all of their product has been voluntarily recalled.
Right.
And
And to be clear, they haven't had any babies impacted. They're
Yeah.
saying it's a voluntary recall. No one's sick, supposedly.
right.
Yet, reportedly. But now that is recalled. And
Right.
then guess who jumps on the bandwagon? Bobby.
And you know what? To be fair, some of the freeze-dried breast milk companies.
Oh.
I've seen them be like,
what is that?
Were you impacted by this? Here is our discount link too. You can get your breast milk dried. It's similar to a powdered formula, but it's breast milk. It's cool because it actually keeps a lot of the antibodies. But my point is, all these brands, their sole purpose is to make money.
Right.
And
before anything, their goal is to make money. They have investors, they have bottom lines, they have to report to their shareholders, and they are beholden to the shareholders. So yes, like maybe the company was founded from a mom who started it because of XYZ and her goal was to help, be that as it may, they still have to make money. They're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart.
Yeah. And my whole point for bringing it up with formula in particular is like, these companies pitch, we're different, we're better, we're organic, but it's so heavily regulated. We've talked about this. They're pretty much all the same.
There are very few aspects of formula that can be different. Maybe it's goat's milk versus cow's milk. Maybe it's organic versus non-organic. There's very few aspects that can be different because the composition has to be approved by the FDA and formula because it's a formula. And it's very heavily regulated.
Yeah. So it's just like what we see is all these people are promising something and then a recall happens. That's a pattern with a lot of baby products.
Specifically to formula, if they were smart, they would be spending all of their money on making sure that the product was safe.
Nara Organics said they were. They said we're third party tested to the max. We're the only company that has XYZ.
Yeah.
And that's what I want people to realize. Where is this being manufactured? Do we trust manufacturers?
That's what matters. Where is this manufactured? How is it manufactured? What does the facility look like? I mean, there's these facilities that are getting sanitation issues in their factories. This should be the most important thing. This is what we're feeding our infants, our NICU babies, preemie babies, the most important thing in the world to us. And we can't trust the safety and sanitation of the food that we're giving them. That's insane.
Insane.
And same thing goes for all of these companies that we're finding out that there's sanitation and unhealthy levels of all kinds of stuff in baby food and pouches and whatever. It's crazy. And it's third party tested. What does that even mean?
From 2021 to 2023. So over the course of 3 years, 12 formula recalls happened. 7 of those attributed to potential bacterial contamination. And that works out to roughly 4 per year.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
What were the other recalls over? Do we know? If it's not bacterial contamination, then what is it?
In 2024, there were 4 recalls in the U.S. for reasons including manufacturing concerns, labeling issues, nutritional value concerns, and potential Chronobacter contamination.
Jesus.
So it's just crazy. By the way, this is just the US.
Right.
It's going on in other countries too.
We unfortunately allow products to go to market before doing a lot of safety testing. We're like, capitalism, take your product to market. And then if there's a safety concern, we'll take it off the market. It's like, great.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of that we don't do that is car seats.
Yes.
And I think it's so interesting that there's so much rhetoric around infant deaths surrounding sleep, and there's so many sleep products, and we don't treat them the same way we would with car seats.
Right. We don't regulate that as heavily. And it's crazy. Like
so many things have been recalled.
Are you kidding me? The weighted sleep sacks?
And they're still being sold.
Yes.
Wait, can we talk about that for a second? There have been issues with the DockATot and the Snuggle Me, and influencers are still pushing them.
Right.
And the FDA has issued warnings on these.
Right. Yeah, but nobody is beholden to any of those things. Like FDA isn't fining people for running ads. To go back to formula as an example, but after ByHeart was recalled, it was still on shelves. And it just leaves it up to the consumer to do all this research on whether something is safe or not. Okay, so we talked about the most recent scandal in predatory marketing with the ByHeart formula recalls, the Nara Organics, and now Bobby is going to save the day and fix all your problems. But let's talk about the biggest baby product scandal in modern history.
Yeah. So the Fisher-Price Rock and Play, biggest scandal in
modern history.
So Fisher-Price first recalled nearly 4.7 million Rock and Plays. They were Rock and Play sleepers in April 2019, following more than 30 infant deaths.
So sickening.
The product had been marketed for all night sleeping despite not meeting any of the AAP safe sleep guidance.
Yeah. Insane.
What?
Yeah.
But the recall didn't work. So by January 2023, 70 additional deaths happened after the original recall. What? That's crazy. So that brought the total number of infant deaths, specifically the Rock and Play to sleep, to approximately 100. They downplayed safety concerns. They knew of infant deaths tied to the sleeper a full year before recalling it. A full year.
So this is a super, super popular product because it helped babies sleep. And people loved it. When I was pregnant in 2021, it was still on the market. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. Look, I have been in a desperate place to get my children to sleep. Anywhere that you look, if it's on the market, you're not thinking, oh, I better do a Google search to see if this is safe for sleep. I should check for recalls. You're just thinking like, oh, companies are selling this, distributing it. It's being sold on Facebook Marketplace. You're just not thinking.
No, if it's being sold online, it's safe.
Yeah, you're just
That's
not
what my mind goes
100%.
to.
And people shouldn't be faulted for that. I have assumed that always. I still do. But it's unfortunate that it's up to us and not these companies or the government who both allow this to happen. I mean, they have blood on their hands.
It's crazy.
It's sick.
And I think it's really important because we're sleep deprived.
Right.
We are such a easy market to prey on.
Right.
Because we're desperate.
Right.
And all of these behaviors that are normal, like feeding all the time, not being able to sleep for long stretches, all these different things.
It's a problem to solve.
It's a problem to solve
and
with a product.
And companies make a product and promise to fix all your problems.
It's really, really scary. And it makes me think about all the products that are still being sold that aren't being marketed for things like sleep when they aren't safe for sleep.
Right. I mean, the
Snuggle Me
Organic.
It's still on everyone's registry.
The Docatot.
Yeah.
I mean, and now they say this is not for safe sleep, but people are using it. Many moms that I talk to are like, my baby will only sleep in the Docatot.
But also it's crazy because so many people will buy it in the hopes that their baby will sleep better, and then their baby won't sleep in it.
We've got so many submissions from you guys of things that you felt were predatory in the marketing baby world towards you. And real quick, let's just talk about the top ones. So regarding infant sleep courses, sleep programs, cribs that rock babies to sleep that are $1,000, $2,000 so that you don't have to respond to your baby. Sleep training influencers, weighted sleep sacks. So tons of sleep related problems to solve. All of these courses are just like fixing a quote unquote problem that are just normal baby behavior. And I think that if people were educated on what to expect versus going into it thinking that some product like the Snoo or a weighted sleep sack is going to solve all their problems, then they wouldn't be so mad about it and they wouldn't be doing as many unsafe things.
Right.
That was infant sleep category.
Yeah.
Next category.
Different types of bottle nipples, different types of bottles, bottle washer, milk supply supplements, lactation teas, products to increase milk supply, different types of breastfeeding pillows, feeding bras, one better than the other, formula, predatory influencer marketing behind formula.
Oh, don't get me started on the just buy a can of formula just in case. Also, I fell for that the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm not exempt from this.
Newborn flashcards.
Oh,
I can't
God.
even with that one.
No.
Play gyms, floor mats, strollers, expensive car seats, claiming they're the safest. The Owlet, smart socks. We got that a lot. Baby bidet spray bottle, luxury diapers.
I'm sorry. A baby bidet? I've never heard of this, and thank God, because what?
$200 diaper bags, workout programs, belly bands, prenatals, maternity clothes, the pressure for a nursery. I'm sorry, you need a storage closet. That's it. Weighted sleep sacks, Snoo recall. Got to talk about that. The Snuggle Me, the Nest, sleep training formula. I mean, it's all the same. And we got hundreds and hundreds of responses. Moms feel very preyed on by all of these things. We are targeted, arguably the most targeted population to exist.
Yes.
In the world.
Can we talk about the Snoo recall?
Yes, this is crazy. I have so many hot takes on the Snoo.
Go ahead.
Sleep in general is such a hard topic because I've been there. I've been so stressed, so sleep deprived. And I used to be anti-swaddle, and then I used it and I was like, okay, I get it. I get why people do these things. It has always freaked me out when products do what we do. Right. So
like rock or shush or yeah.
I think we're in an interesting time where we are trying to replace a lot of human connection.
Yeah.
And I think that babies' behavior gets harder when you aren't connecting with them. And
you're not getting to know each other.
Yes.
I do think like when you're in tune, it makes things easier.
Yes.
And when you're datafying things and replacing normal human interaction, the first thing that comes to my mind is the first bassinet that I had a heartbeat function. And I was like, this is weird as that there's a heartbeat function in my bassinet. Yes. Like, I'm sorry, that's weird.
And also, the more you know about normal newborn behavior, the more you realize you aren't supposed to be forcing them to sleep longer stretches.
Right.
Because they need to eat more often and wake up more often.
And it's not just about eating.
Yes.
It's about like temperature regulation and blood sugar regulation and regulating their heartbeat and their breathing.
And SIDS Prevention 101 is like, why do you think the pacifier or exclusively breastfeeding helps with SIDS? The theory behind it is that it makes it so you are in a more alert state more often at night.
Right.
So when you are marketing products that are keeping your baby asleep longer
in a deeper sleep,
it makes me question all of these different things that might start to come out, which something did recently come out.
Well, and the weighted sleep sacks, the studies are showing that the babies have unsafe oxygen saturation levels when using a weighted sleep sack. It's like,
that's crazy.
Like, that is really, really scary.
I mean, I have a lot of regrets about this. Yeah. Because the first time around, I did use a lot of those products. Yeah. And I don't know if there's anything that's been proven about the Magic Merlin baby suit.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's like really cute when they're in it. I'm sorry, it's so cute. Like, it's like they're giant marshmallows.
It's so funny. I'm obsessed.
But sometimes I'd look over at my son in it and I'd be like, something looks off. Maybe he's not supposed to look like this.
Right.
You know, like what am I trying too hard to accomplish?
Right.
And did I keep him in it too long? Because then they get used to it. And then
I mean, I had my son in 2021. I had a weighted sleep sack.
Yeah.
And it's
what
really
was the one that everyone, the Dream Baby, the Dream.
It was on
baby.
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And she was like, adults use weighted blankets. So like, of course it would be comforting to a baby, but then all of this stuff comes out. It's crazy because they're saying that there's unsafe levels of oxygen saturation for babies because of the weighted sleep sacks. And that can cause brain development problems. If those levels are sustained. So think your baby is sleeping 10, 12 hours at night. And if those low oxygen saturation levels are sustained overnight, like they're saying that it can lead to developmental problems. These are the things that drive me nuts because, like, I'm sorry, for a baby product to go to market, it should be extensively tested. Why is it not? Moms are trusting these products.
I just think about all the issues that brought us here. Right. And it's like, if we had paid maternity leave, if moms were less stressed about getting sleep because they had more support.
And education on what to expect, what's normal, what it's going to be like. They don't know what to expect. So, of course, they're disappointed when their baby's up every 2-3 hours at night. And some product, some course, some class is promising you that we can get your baby to do it. If you just do XYZ and then you do it and it doesn't work and then you feel like a failure, you feel like your baby is not doing it right. Or God forbid your baby gets harmed from one of these products that you're using.
Someone reached out to us saying she got suckered in, as we all do, to purchasing a sleep course and that her baby, quote unquote, failed the sleep course because her baby was waking up every 2-3 hours. And I was like, I'm sorry, don't all babies fail that course then if they're doing what normal babies do?
This is my thing with sleep. If your baby is very easy to do all of the things that these courses promise, then your baby was probably going to sleep anyways because they're probably just like the 10% of easy baby temperaments.
Right. There was a huge sleep scandal recently that happened.
My God.
It was in the news. It was on BBC.
Yes. I think it was in the UK, right?
It was in the UK.
The sleep consultant was like doing really awful things.
Yeah.
I don't know all the details, but I remember seeing it. Some of that stuff I can't read because like I don't want to know because it haunts me.
It's crazy. It's like every day a new article comes out.
A new scandal about a product, food, like it's nonstop.
And let's talk about numbers in terms of the industry and how.
Yeah, the baby product industry is worth almost $90 billion.
Whoa.
So like, I'm sorry. Nobody cares about you and trying to help you. They care about their bottom line.
Yeah. I think that formula shouldn't be individualized companies.
Right.
I think it should be a government product that is tested and regulated and sent out and has no predatory marketing around it because it is raising our population.
Right.
And that's my biggest hot take. That's what I think. I don't think it should be individual companies. I think that should be illegal.
Say it has to be individual companies. We should enact the WHO code for marketing of breast milk substitutes.
Yeah.
Like in Europe and other countries who do enact the WHO code, it's not a product that's heavily marketed. It's not a product that's pushed to moms. It's offered as a breast milk substitute. And then there's education around what it is and what it's not. So that is the right way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't undermine informed consent for breastfeeding. And what it is, the reality of it is that all of this marketing is predatory and something is wrong.
Yeah.
Something needs to change. So the crazy thing with all of this stuff, well, so many crazy things, but the predatory marketing starts before you're even pregnant.
Yeah.
It starts as soon as you are at childbearing age.
You have to get this infertility kit to check your infertility. You have to take this supplement. You have to take this prenatal 1 year, 6 months before you start. You have to do this, which granted, some of these things are very valuable to start thinking about.
Yes.
And I'm not saying they're all trash.
No.
I'm just saying like it's aggressive.
Two things can be true. Some of that stuff can be evidence-based. That doesn't mean that the marketing isn't predatory.
Yeah. Some random influencer is pushing a product.
Well, and they were given a script to read. Like it's not like even if said product is like CoQ10 is like good for egg health, like whatever, that doesn't mean that the ad is not predatory.
Right.
So yeah, women are insecure about their fertility. You're not getting pregnant for 6-9 months. Like, yeah, you start spiraling. That is all relatable. But why are we preying on women who are insecure and spiraling to like take their money? Because it's an easy target. The companies aren't accidentally targeting you. It's like a verified strategy.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing this more and more. The IVF and fertility clinic marketing. Freeze your eggs just in case. And that stuff's expensive. Even big tech companies will pay for your egg freezing so that, you know, you can stay in the workforce longer.
Right.
All of that stuff is predatory and it gets in your head.
Yeah.
You know? It's just crazy how once you realize that it's for a financial profit, it's really hard to unsee it and to trust these companies.
Yeah.
Not-
I'm sorry. Your stroller should not be a status symbol.
Right.
And neither should a car seat.
Right.
And if you look at the safety rankings, that's what should matter.
Yeah.
Some car seats that also are strollers are very high price tags and aren't even in the top 10 ranks for safety.
Right.
So please explain the price tag.
Right.
Explain it to me, because I'm sorry, you look at how it is created and the materials, it's all the same.
Right.
So explain to me.
And it's interesting because actually car seats are very highly regulated. So they all have to be approved for safety, unlike a lot of other products on the market. So you think about the $60 car seat that you can get from Costco and the $600 car seat that you can get from Nordstrom. They all have to be safety approved. I remember when I was looking for my first car seat, I'm like, well, which one is the safest? And someone told me, buy this one because it's the safest, and it was so expensive. And I was like, really? And I started looking into it. Every car seat in the US has to pass the same strict level safety requirements.
Yes.
So maybe there are things that are important to you, like similar to formula, right? So it's very highly regulated. And I know people care about with car seats if it's flame retardant or not, right? The materials. So all of those things you can factor in, and probably there are some at a lower price point and a higher price point, and the difference is likely just marketing.
Yes.
Versus the actual product being better.
Right. I feel this way about strollers. Like I was very bamboozled.
Right.
That is something I fell for. Ooh, I need this one. It's cute. It has a cute name. It has polka dot cover, blah, blah, blah. I purchased
all the accessories.
Yes.
Yeah.
I purchased one that was around $99 for travel because I heard it was a good travel stroller. I now use it 90% of the time
as your stroller,
as my main stroller, because I need something lightweight, easy to put in my car.
Yes.
Has decent enough storage on the bottom, but is not huge. Why do I have a huge stroller? And why do I have multiple strollers?
My husband made me get rid of many strollers. He was like, why do we have so many?
This is
insane.
It's so crazy.
I
And
will be the first to say I'm a consumer. Okay. I like to buy stuff. So sue me.
But how predatory
it is.
that the market makes you think you need more than one stroller.
Right.
You don't.
No.
Well, first of all, my baby doesn't even go in a stroller. I carry her on
Exactly.
walks.
I mean, and then my son is too big for the stroller. So there's a very short span of time when you actually need a stroller. And then now neither of my kids want to be in the stroller, and I'm just pushing all of our shit in the stroller.
So let's talk about that, because a lot of them aren't even meant to be extended stroller use.
Right. The car seat ones.
Yes.
Your baby is not supposed to be in a car seat when you're going on a walk.
No.
So this is
Your
what
baby is also not technically supposed to be sleeping in car seats as a sleep space. It's not safe for extended times.
Yeah. So
obviously it happens.
Yeah, of course. Like they fall asleep in the car. You got to get to where you're going. Like
Yeah.
fine. The point is like they're not supposed to be in this C shape. It's not good for their development. It's not good for their airway and lead to suffocation.
That is not spoken about enough.
No.
It really is not.
No. The reality of the car seat stroller situation is yes, when they're newborns, it's very nice to be able to pop into the grocery store or the doctor's office, but they are overused like many products, and they're used for purposes that they're not intended for. So like your baby shouldn't be sleeping in every nap in the doona.
Okay. Yes.
The baby needs to be not in the car seat.
I know.
So
this is what I feel comes down to a lot of baby products. The first thing I think of is what is convenient is not always safe.
Right.
And America is we want to optimize convenience.
Yes.
And minimize normal baby behavior.
Right.
And in turn, it's not always the safest.
Right.
And moms who are sleep deprived, it shouldn't be on them to determine what is safe and what is not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Taylor is changing Cora's diaper, but really fast. I just want to say, I know it gets really tricky when there are a lot of different products to choose from and you don't know which one your baby is going to like, which one is going to work. And so there's like baby bottle boxes where you can try out different ones. And I think in theory, maybe that can be helpful, but I do think it's predatory to market that we need to buy all of these different products to try. That's my hot take. This is one that gets brought up a lot. There are close to 4,000 SIDS related sleep deaths per year. And so there's a lot of fear mongering and in turn marketing around this specific product. And because of that, there are products to fix it. And I want your hot take on the Owlette. I mean, my hot take on it is that it's so freaking expensive. I just find the marketing to be so predatory.
Okay. It preys on people being very terrified of SIDS.
Yeah.
When we know what are the number one reduction factors, which is exclusive breastfeeding, pacifiers, safe sleep 7, making sure you're following all of those guidelines.
Sing baby on back.
Yes. Back to sleep. All of those things.
So many things that we know for sure reduce the risk of SIDS that are
free.
evidence-based and free.
Or get a pacifier for $7 pacifier versus Owlette, which is
$400.
$400 plus.
Plus
and
the app.
I think datafied parenting is the end of understanding infant behavior.
Yes.
I think it's a very spooky time.
Yeah. And just because you can log the data doesn't mean you should. Like if you open these apps, there's so many things to log. Like, I'm sorry, you don't need to log that.
It's really scary. And also there's no evidence. So it really is predatory until there's more studies and until the AAP recommends it. Right now they're saying there's absolutely no evidence that shows that monitoring oxygen levels 24/7, which I'm sorry, it seems so beyond excessive for modern day parenting.
Totally.
And we got maybe 50 responses about this. So moms are getting really targeted and they're really afraid. They're really afraid. And not everyone can afford that.
That's the thing. It's like people are spending their hard-earned money and making decisions on products that they can or can't buy or things that they can have because they feel like this is going to reduce the risks of SIDS. It goes back to all of the things, right? Like we know evidence-based things that reduce the risk of SIDS and they're all like relatively inexpensive or free. And yet there are products that are very expensive that are shoved down our throats that promise to fix things that are not evidence-based.
Yeah.
So it's just like probably if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Here's the thing. We've talked about this with placenta encapsulation and placenta, eating your placenta.
Yeah.
Maybe there are benefits.
Right.
What we're saying is there's no evidence for us to tell you to do it.
Right.
And that's how I feel about this because there are anecdotal stories, right? Where moms are like, if it weren't for this, I never would have known this was happening. And I rushed in and we took them to it. I do see those floating around the internet. So I'm not here to say false. It doesn't work. What I am saying is there's no evidence for me to feel safe in promoting it. And there are free things that I can promote that don't feel predatory. That is what my stance is.
100%.
So I just will not be promoting them.
And the predatory marketing around it is fear mongering. Like taking those corner cases. Where, you know, there's some sort of medical diagnoses or whatever that, and this like saved the day or brought it to light, taking those and spreading it around saying like, do this so this doesn't happen to you.
Right.
That is predatory.
Yeah. And these anecdotal stories are correlation, not causation. They were not proven to be, you know, A plus B equals C.
Right.
So it's just
like, just like we know that there's more shark attacks in the summer when ice cream sales also go up. That doesn't mean that ice cream sales cause shark attacks. Correlation versus causation.
Yes.
And not just to that specific scenario, but in everything, right?
In everything.
Observational studies are not the end all be all too. Like there need to be big meta-analyses of these things.
So what is going on with the Snoo right now in the news? Because I've always had hot takes on the Snoo, but now there's actually a FDA issued warning. What's it about? I saw something about mold. Truly. Here's a $1,000 rocker, but with a side of mold.
Right. Okay, wait, can I tell a story?
Yes.
Okay. So first, before I tell my story, I'm just going to read what the warning letter is about. So the FDA issued a warning letter to Snoo's maker, Happiest Baby, over unauthorized sleep sacks, hospital marketing, and quality system failures, including that of 100% of refurbished units sampled failed to meet the company's own quality standard. This was just 2 days ago. So
it has more to do with manufacturing and not necessarily safety.
Yes. Here's the thing with the warning. So because the product is so expensive, I think it's like $1,600, the Snoo. And that's before the app that you have to pay for. That's before all of the accessories like
I'm shook.
like the sheet and the swaddles that you have to buy to be compliant with the safety. So we're looking at $2,000. So what they started doing, which smart, they started refurbishing old Snoos and being like, it's only $800 now. Because people were selling them on Facebook Marketplace.
Still high.
Yeah, well, yeah. But half the price. And they're like, oh, we want a piece of this refurbished. My sister-in-law bought a Snoo on Facebook Marketplace. She used it for her first child. I borrowed it because I didn't have a bassinet. And I was like, I don't need to turn this thing on. I just need a place to put my baby. Right. So I borrowed it. I took that thing apart. Tried to clean it. The woman who sold it to her had 3 kids. Then my sister-in-law had 1. My baby was going to be the 5th baby in this Snoo. When I tell you the mold, the vomit, the dust, the stains in this bassinet.
And you can't see them because they're...
And the Snoo is not meant to be taken apart. But obviously I was nesting. And so I found some like hack video on YouTube to take the Snoo apart and how to do that and how to clean it and how to put it back together. Even though Snoo says like, don't do that because it's not like they can't guarantee the safety after that.
So you knew this was going to happen and this was going to be exposed. You were the guinea pig.
I was like, I need to clean this. Like I just felt it in my body because it has mesh sides and all of these crevices. And I was like, I just feel like I need to take this apart and scrub it. And what I found was disturbing. And so what the warning letter is saying is like, there's mold because you can't clean it if you don't take it apart. And Snoo, the Happiest Baby Company, says don't take it apart because like
then it might not be safe because you might not put it back together right.
Yes. And it's very hard to take apart and put back together. I had multiple tools. I was doing things that you probably shouldn't do.
Whoa.
But it was very...
That's like when you gave me your Duna.
Yeah.
And I took it apart and washed everything. You were like, I didn't know you could do that. The snacks I found in that.
I can only imagine.
No mold. But I was like, I just felt in my bones I needed to wash it.
When you're pregnant, you're like, I have to clean everything. This baby cannot come into a world that's unclean.
Yeah, exactly. That's so crazy. Mold is so bad.
Well, and
for
like
infant lungs,
and even
to
if it's
all night,
and even if it's not mold, like it was just disgusting. There was like spit up and like who knows what else. And I'm sorry, that's just normal use. Like this wasn't anything crazy, you know. Yeah. So, anyways, this letter, like the refurbished and the I don't know. I was just like, damn. This
How
is
long are you
crazy.
Supposed to use the Snoo?
Up to 6 months.
In the swaddle?
Yeah. I mean, you can have arms out of the swaddle, but
okay.
Breastfeeding advocates hate the Snoo. Let me just say, because it's suppressing feeding cues.
You would think pediatric PTs also would have some thoughts on it,
yeah,
because like once your baby can roll, they should be naturally able to roll, sleep on their sides, sleep on their stomachs. And normally that happens between 4 and 6 months. Mm-hmm. So like you don't want a baby to only be on their back if they are capable of doing front to back. Yes, you want them on their back if they don't roll yet, and always put them down on their back. Yes. But if they can be flipping, they should be flipping.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think that a lot of times what happens is the length is the determining factor. Your baby gets long enough to where they don't fit in it anymore. And so you have to get them out of it. The strapping of the baby down to me just felt wrong.
This girl is almost 4 months.
Yeah.
And she told me she was like,
done.
No more mama.
Yeah.
No more swaddle.
Right.
She would break free out of it. And I was like, okay, girl, I'm letting you lead.
Right. So the thing with the Snoo is like you can have them arms out, but they're still strapped down on their back.
Yeah, they still can't move.
Right. But they can be arms out.
Like they can't go to the side.
No, they can't.
And then you think of
the flathead. I think that people feel very safe with their baby being on their back for sleep.
Yes.
And so I think that's part of the selling factor. It keeps your baby strapped on their backs because that's the safest place for them.
Yeah, and AAP says if baby can flip, baby's going to flip. You don't have to like set an alarm to flip them back if they flip. Just like they're going to do their thing.
Right. And like you go through that 2-week period.
And also you want them to be strong enough so that they can flip.
Right. Well, then
I'm not a doctor, but we're suppressing.
We're suppressing stuff that there's studies that show that when babies are swaddled for longer than they should be, they're making the reflexes, like the startle reflex, last longer because they're not able to work it out.
Totally.
So again, we're optimizing for sleep, which understandable. I want to sleep too, but then things get a little weird.
Yeah.
Because we're doing too much.
Yeah.
The AAP president actually came out and made a statement. He said, exhausted parents shouldn't have to become part-time product safety regulators, but our current system forces them to by allowing infant products onto the market without any evidence that they're safe. And like, thank you, because something is wrong and needs to change. And I hope that someone there, like, I hope that this starts to change.
Man. We are too far gone.
You think?
We are, because so much of America is about profits.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we can ever backtrack from where we are now.
I hope that there's like
crazy.
some good Samaritan up there high up in the AAP or the FDA or whatever who can
like, I wish
help make
there
a
was
change.
some regulatory board.
Yeah.
And you know, it couldn't even go
to market.
I mean, the way you just add stuff to your registry, and it's just a wild west.
It is the wild west.
Give me your hot take on the fact that everyone has 10 million types of bottles and nipples for their registry.
Yeah.
Like, what do you actually need if you are starting out and you know you will have to bottle feed?
Okay. So I made a video on this on YouTube about what matters in bottles, but your nipple should pass the triangle test. I'm sorry, I'm going to name names. Como Tomo, if it's like, it's supposed to look like a breast, it's round with this little tiny nipple. No. Dr. Brown's, oftentimes the nipple is really long and it's too long for a little tiny baby and it causes them to gag. I don't hate their bottles, but like wouldn't be my first choice. I like Lancino. They pass the triangle test. I like Pigeon triangle test. That means when you put your fingers in a triangle around the nipple, there's not spaces. It fills the whole triangle. So, and then I like Balance, although sometimes they're a little bit too rigid, more than I would like. I'm sure there's others out there, but I like those for sure.
Yeah.
And I would recommend those. Anything that's marketed as like breasts, like stretches like the nipple, like shut up.
What about anti-colic?
We're worried about the wrong things here.
Yeah.
We should be focused on paced bottle feeding, which is free, versus like some bottle technology.
Right.
Like, give me a break on all of the BS. Watch a video on YouTube about paced bottle feeding. That is going to help your baby's digestion more than the type of bottle that you buy.
Yeah.
You need to educate yourself on what normal intake is for a baby of that age, because a lot of people are overfeeding and that causes issues.
Yeah.
It's evidence-based that babies take in more at the bottle than they do at the breast. So we need to give babies the ability to slow down, take a minute, see if they're full, and then ask for more, just like they do at the breast. So that's my hot take on bottles.
Love it. I think that developmental toys are so predatory. I'm not going to name the brand, but if I see one more fucking ladybug going across the screen with the newborn tracking it, it's like, you know how many things I could do with that are free?
Right. The gloves that you put on your newborn that are black and white. Have you seen them?
No.
So they can like see the black and white. I'm sorry. Insane.
The flashcards?
No. Your baby can barely see.
I get so many ads.
It's crazy.
It's like, it's stimulating and learning enough for them to be strapped onto you looking around at the world.
You're like,
give me a break.
Like they've never seen your chin before. Let them look at your chin.
There are very few things you need for development for children, aside from just bringing them along with you in the world, except books. And you could go to a public library.
Yeah. And that's evidence-based.
You speak to them, you communicate with them.
And you read to them.
You're present when you can be. Yeah. And you read to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
free.
Baby gloves.
Free. We never talked about that. Baby bouncers and how pediatric PTs are like seeing injuries from those.
Oh, I can only imagine with the second kid. I didn't want to put her in that thing. It was scary. I'm like, my son is going to bounce her the fuck out of there.
Well, babies love it, right? Yeah. But just because babies love something doesn't mean it's been tested for safety. And some of the pediatric PTs I spoke to were like, those babies, if they can't do that move without that object, then that means they are not ready
like
to do
the
that.
Sit me up chairs.
Yes.
When the baby's not ready to sit. Yeah, I remember putting my son in one of those and him being like, and I was like, this isn't right. Like he couldn't hold his head up. Why is he like sat up like this with his head? If it looks wrong, it's probably wrong.
Correct.
So I just want to wrap this up by saying I fell for all of the things the first time around.
Yeah.
We're not exempt from it. I don't even want to think about the money I spent. So this isn't about being like, you did it wrong. It's about don't do what I did and buy everything. You just don't need it. And if you do decide that you need it, you could probably find it on Facebook Marketplace though.
Right.
Not the Snoo though.
Right.
Yikes.
Obviously, we're not endorsed by any products right now.
Yeah. Hot take. No one's going to want to work with us. But what we do want to do, and we wanted to ask you guys, is product reviews.
Yeah.
And the ones that we've used and liked, and the ones that we feel like are marketing and garbage.
Yeah.
Let us know if that's interesting to you.
Yeah.
We're going to piss some people off.
And named a lot of names this episode, and I don't feel bad about it. Instead of saying sponsor us, we're like, don't sponsor us.
No, literally.
Thanks for hanging out with us today on the couch.
If you love this episode, and we know you did, make sure to follow Moms Interrupted on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube so you never miss an episode.
And if you have 2 seconds, rate us 5 stars. It helps more moms find the show.
And helps us keep growing this thing without charging moms.
Yay for moms! Share this episode with a friend, your group chat, or any mom who needs it.
We'll see you next Thursday on the couch.